Welcome, foolish mortals, to another episode of the HitchHiking Host Show. We are your hosts, Wes Troop
and Emily Liston. And
tonight we've got a special guest with us. Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him from his podcast, Radio Harambe, Safari Mike.
Jumbo, how are you guys today?
Minus technical difficulties, we're good, you know?
Hopefully they're behind us now.
Yeah, exactly. How are you doing?
Good. It's freezing cold here in New Jersey, but other than that, good.
Uh-oh, Elsa paid a visit.
Exactly right.
So, we've been wanting to get you on the show since we started doing our show a few months ago, and finally we all got to get together at the same time, and, we wanted to ask you a lot about your Disney vacation and a bunch of other stuff. But why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am one half of the podcast team on Radio Harambe, which is you can find on iTunes and Stitcher. It's mostly about the Animal Kingdom. Our website is johnboeveryone.com, which is all about the Animal Kingdom and the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So you can check us out at either, and you can find me on Twitter at JohnBoeveryone. I'm almost always on Twitter. I don't sleep anymore. I'm pretty much on Twitter.
So I was looking at your Twitter today, and I saw that you have over 2,500 followers. Woo!
I know. I think that has something to do with the fact that I have about 26,000 tweets.
Yeah,
I've noticed that if you tweet.
Wow. It was like 26K. I was like, whoa! I was like, how does someone do that?
It's only over like 18 months, so I am on Twitter a lot, and I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I get a lot of followers that way. If you're on there a lot, you tend to get followers. So
that's true, and a lot of Animal Kingdom fans.
It was more than I thought. I mean, where are they all at 4 o'clock in the afternoon at the park? They're not there. So
yeah, that's true. And if you don't follow Mike on Twitter, definitely follow him. He's a lot of fun. I love his quick picks. I see a lot. You have to pick between two rides. Quick pick, Splash Mountain or Space Mountain. And it's like, and some of them are really tough. It's like Pirates or Haunted Mansion. I'm like, oh no!
You gotta pick Haunted Mansion with that one. Come on, especially you guys.
True.
Yeah, Wes, what are you saying? Of course.
Yeah, that's true. We are the hitchhiking hosts. I mean, but you know, whatever.
So if you're the Scallywags, you pick the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's true. So the Radio Harambe show, you guys talk about, I assume Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Lodge as well, and other stuff too from Disney.
Yeah, well, the format is essentially we do a local news segment, which is all about Animal Kingdom. We do a world news segment, which is all about the rest of Disney World and Disney topics, and then we do a segment which is always about the Animal Kingdom. So at least 2/3 of the show is going to be Animal Kingdom.
That's cool. Yeah, so definitely if you're an Animal Kingdom fan, check that out.
That's right.
Tell us about your last vacation.
Okay. My last trip was in October, and probably a couple of the highlights I'll go over. One of them is I finally got a chance to do the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which I'd never done before. I have done the Christmas party. I've done the old Pirates and Princess party, but I always wanted to do this, and this is so much better than any of the other ones. The other ones that you try once, it's $70. It's really, to be honest, it's really not worth it. But the Halloween party is just a lot of fun. You dress up, you do the whole thing. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It's just, the parade is amazing. The fireworks are better than any fireworks you'll see. So I loved it. So if anybody who ever goes there for the Halloween party, take the time, spend the money, and do it. I recommend it a lot. We dressed as characters from Gravity Falls. So, we had a good time with it. I don't know, have you
That's
guys ever
cool.
been to the? Have you guys ever
Yeah.
been to any of the Halloween parties?
I went last year with George and Jeff from Communicore Weekly, actually, and it was pretty cool. I didn't dress up. I had a Captain America shirt on though, so I guess I was Captain America.
Nah,
Yeah, I thought it was neat. I liked the fireworks. I loved the Headless Horseman in the parade. I thought it was cool.
Terrific.
Yeah.
It was a great parade.
Yeah.
The Headless Horseman.
Yeah. I did like the Hallowishes fireworks. I thought that was cool.
Oh.
And really, there weren't that many people in the park. The only real lines were for the candy lines for the kids. So it was like we got on a lot of rides right away.
Yeah, and that was. I mean, that's true. I mean, we did one trick or treat trail first, and then we sort of like did some of the like shows and stuff like that, the dance parties. But if you
Right.
waited a little bit to like 10 o'clock or so, then those lines for the trick or treat trails and stuff really kind of died down at that point in time. So that was,
Yeah.
and you also have to make sure they do 2 parades, I believe. Make
Yeah.
sure the best one is the second parade. So during the first parade, you do some stuff that you really want to make sure you do, like like the trick or treat trails, stuff that kind of backs up. So
Yeah.
little tip for your watchers.
Yeah, when I went, I've been twice, and I went one time, and it was when The Incredibles just come out, and this guy was dressed up as The Incredibles, and he was trying to watch the parade, and these little kids were like forming a little queue because they thought he was one of the characters, but he wasn't. He was just like trying to watch the show because his costume was amazing.
That's funny.
And some of the I should say guests dress up so great that it's
Yeah.
you've got to confuse them with cast members or people who are supposed to be there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
went as what did I go as? I went as a devil. I don't know.
How fitting.
Thank you.
Obviously that time is also the Food and Wine Festival, so I hadn't been to the Food and Wine Festival. I hadn't probably been there in about 5 years, 4 or 5 years, and it is just crazy busy now. I know a lot of people love the Food and Wine Festival, but I am not a fan. I try to steer clear of it now, especially at night. Even during the week at night, it's crazy busy. I mean, the lines for these things are crazy. So we did twice. We went there for lunch, and we would get in, at 11:15, like as soon as World Showcase opened. But even then, some
Right.
of the lines from the China booth and stuff were already like 5, 6, 7, 8 people deep. It's so popular now that it really kind of, to me, it kind of ruins the whole World Showcase experience. I'm not a fan of Food and Wine Festival anymore. And this is coming from somebody who's been there a few times years ago. Like I said, 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago before that. And it was a lot of fun. It was not like it is now. Now it's just too crazy crowded. Too many, people with too many adult beverages. It's just too much. It's too much now, I think.
Yeah.
Because I went 5 years ago and it was amazing. I haven't been in 5 years though, so maybe now it won't be.
Yeah, it's gotten probably busier, and it's expensive too, because it's like every dish is like $3 or $4, and it's like if you go around the world and you see a lot of stuff. I mean,
you can find some bargains, but like I had a spinach and paneer thing at the Africa booth, which was about $4, but it's a big kind of pastry filled with like cheese and spinach. It's really good too, but for the most, it's very expensive. Like I had I guess it's the Korea booth, they had a kimchi hot dog for $3.75. Now you're saying to yourself, $3.75 is really not terrible for a hot dog, especially at a theme park. But we're talking a third of a hot dog. It was like this big, with kimchi slaw on it.
Like a little sausage link.
It was tasty. It was fine. It was good, but crazy expensive. It's crazy how much they charge you for some of that.
Did you have in China? Did they do the chicken and honey and sesame?
I was trying to get to China for the Mongolian beef thing that they had, and because I like Mongolian beef, but every time I went there, it was crazy line. It's just not worth it for like a small little dab of Mongolian beef.
Yeah.
So I never did. I did get into China booth.
Aw.
In New Zealand, they had this lamb meatball thing that was really good. So, you know,
Did they
it
have
is
anything
tasty.
good at the UK Pavilion?
What? I don't even remember what they had at the UK Pavilion. I know they have in Ireland.
I don't even know what they have there. I don't know what they would sell there apart from what would they sell there? Roasted.
Oh, right over there they have the Irish booth that has, I think, a seafood. It's a seafood thing that's very, very popular. That's another booth that gets backed up fast. It's like a lobsterman shepherd's. It's like a lobster pie of something. I don't eat seafood, so I had no interest in it. But I know it's very, very popular and backs up pretty bad.
So you stayed at the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah, actually, this time we stayed. I kind of like to split if I'm there for a relatively length time, like 6 days or more. I'll split it. So this time we went at Kidani Village, and then for the first time ever, I stayed at the Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, nice.
Which I really, really liked. I mean, I'm an Animal Kingdom Lodge guy, obviously, but the Wilderness Lodge was a lot of fun. I mean, it's right up there. I mean, it might be my second favorite resort now. It's great. The rooms are great. The kids had bunk beds that were a lot of fun. The decor is great. The only thing is the pool is not. The pool is kind of small. It's not that great of a pool. But other than that, I can't complain. It was a great resort.
Yeah, that was where I stayed on my first trip. So that Wilderness Lodge always has a special place with me. But but yeah, I really like it there too. So Animal Kingdom Lodge, is it really like they say in the guidebooks and stuff? Like you go out and you can see the giraffes walk in.
Oh, sure, absolutely. You would, you get a Savannah View room. Just open up your curtains, and there could be anything from giraffe or zebra or, crowned cranes or cold cattle or some kind of antelope. Yeah. I mean, that's the best part. I mean, I always, when I stay at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and that's most times, first thing I do in the morning is I get up, open up the curtain, see what's hanging outside my window. It's the best. I love that resort. But even like the lobbies and going down and like looking at the animals is a lot of fun. And the best thing about the Animal Kingdom Lodge, unlike any other resort at Disney, it has a lot of extracurricular activities at that resort. They have, different talks. They have night vision goggles. They have like kids activities that they don't really do anywhere else. I actually did a free tour called African-Inspired Disney Designed. And one of the cast members, or two of them actually, one woman who was from Botswana and another one who was from South Africa, gave us a tour of Kidani Village, which is the resort I stayed at, and went through some of the artifacts. We went through Sanaa, and they showed us some of the different artifacts there too. It just gave us, it was like a 45-minute tour. It was free, which is unusual for Disney.
Yeah, definitely.
It was fun, and it was a good time too, because you're done with your morning park, go to the break, take a little swim in the pool, take this tour, and then go off to wherever you're going at night. It's, I love it. It was a lot of fun.
Cool. It sounds cool. That's on my bucket list. I have a bucket list of resorts to stay at. That's near the top. Polynesian's up there, and some other ones. But Animal Kingdom Lodge definitely near the top.
The Polynesian is good. I've stayed there a couple of times.
Oh, you're killing me.
The Animal Kingdom Lodge will always be my favorite, just because it has the animals, it has all the other stuff with it. But in terms of the Polynesian theming is impeccable. In the lobby, when you walk in, just when you smell Ohana or smell Kona, it's just out of this world good. Yeah, Polynesian's a close second.
I'd be too scared to sleep there in case like something came running into my room. Like a giraffe, like I'm just like waking up in the morning, I go to the toilet, there's a giraffe in there.
There's a giraffe in the toilet? What is this, the Hangover 4? Well, one of the things I really want to talk about was the magic bands. I had saw you were getting your magic bands ready before the vacation. I'm like, oh, I gotta talk to him about this because I want to find out about these. So magic bands is your whole vacation on your wrist, everybody, in case you don't know. Basically, so your dining plan's on there, your hotel room, your theme park entry, all that stuff's on there, right?
All of it's on there, right? Correct. And you can book the big thing with it is you book your Fastpass Pluses ahead of time. So when we were there, we were testing. So they sent us a letter saying, actually, we were able to test. They sent us a letter saying you're eligible to test after I'd already signed up for it and did everything. I mean, they were a little behind the ball.
Yeah.
But I was able to sign up for it and get my Magic Bands and do my Fastpass Pluses like 30 days in advance. It was very, very difficult getting everything on our Magic Bands to start off with. I was literally on the phone with Disney for over 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy how long it took. Part of the problem was my father, like I said before, my parents were coming with me, and my father has the same name as me. So apparently Disney couldn't figure that one out. They had a hard time figuring it out.
There's two people, same name. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, for a complete loop. And some of us had annual passes, and others were doing, the length of stay kind of, the park passes.
Right.
So that they had all sorts of issues with that. And to be fair, this was at the initial stage of the testing. Hopefully they've gotten this out of their system.
Yeah, especially this week. As we'll get into that later. But
yeah. But once our reservation, our bands were all set up with our park passes and our hotel rooms, booking the Fastpass Plus was actually really easy, and I liked it a lot. Now, this was before they started doing the tier system at EPCOT and Hollywood Studios. So I was able to book both Test Track and Soarin', which apparently no longer do. So that would change things a little bit for me. But
right.
So we did EPCOT twice, and each and every time we did it, Soarin', Test Track, and Maelstrom. And now all three of them are on Tier 1, so I can only book one of those nowadays.
Oh,
so it's very different. It's very different for people now, but it worked out good for me. So
yeah.
And
that's
yes, everything's on there. Everything is on there, and maybe even the best part was going to the pool. You don't have to bring like a little bag with your room key and your wallet and stuff. You can wear your band in the pool.
That's
so
true.
That makes things easier. The problem I had was at the Wilderness Lodge was not testing yet. So even though technically I should have been able to use it, they were all sorts of confused. So my band didn't open up my room door at the Wilderness Lodge. So.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
They gave me one of the room key things. I had to have both for that. So, but it was relatively easy. The fast passes worked easy. You just put your wrist up to this kiosk thing and off you go. So I didn't have problems. My co-host Dave had all sorts of issues with his Fastpass Pluses. They were all screwed up. He had like 10 in a day, and none of them were working. I mean, he was beside himself with horror stories.
Yeah.
He was there a week after me, so.
Oh, wow. So you can just basically sign up for any ride, I guess, or is it just certain rides?
Just certain rides. Not all of them are pluses, so to speak. So, let me give you an example. In the Animal Kingdom, Triceratops Spin is not a Fastpass Plus attraction. The Flights of Wonder is not a Fastpass Plus attraction. But almost everything else, even the shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought I saw on your thing that you said about Finding Nemo was one of the Fastpass Plus attractions.
Yeah, and don't ever waste one of your Fastpass Pluses for Finding Nemo.
That's good, and you heard it from the Animal Kingdom man. So definitely don't.
Even if you love that show, and even if you've decided that Finding Nemo the musical is your favorite thing on Earth, you don't need to waste a Fastpass with it. You're going to get in. Don't worry about it. You'll get in.
Yeah, exactly. It's a huge building. Yeah.
Unless you're there New Year's Eve, and maybe then you might have trouble getting in a show. But even then, you're going to get in the show.
Yeah, use it for the safari and Everest and whatever else. Dinosaur, yeah.
And so far, Animal Kingdom is not a tiered system, so you can take it for all three. The big three: Safari, Everest, and Dinosaur. I guess would be the third one.
Yeah.
Or
how many are you allowed in total?
I'm sorry.
How many are you allowed in total?
3 per day.
So and it's per day. So if you park hop, you can only use 3. Still, you can't go to EPCOT and get 3 and Magic Kingdom and use 3.
Correct. And what's even worse, and it doesn't make any sense to me, is you can only use it for 1 park per day. So I don't understand. I don't understand why they do this. I guess they're trying to keep tabs of where people. I don't know, but it doesn't make any sense to me. If I pay money for a park hopper, I should be able to do 2 fast passes in the morning for Magic Kingdom and 1 at night for Epcot. I don't see why I can't.
Right.
But
yeah.
you can't currently.
It sounds like it's turning into Universal Studios.
Oh no! That means they're gonna replace every ride.
Yeah.
You're not talking to a Universal Studios expert by any means. I've never even been to Islands of Adventure.
No, that's what we had the argument about.
You're paying a price, but you get to go on every ride at least once. You get to go to the front line once. It might be worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting idea.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Especially if you've got a party of 4 like we do, and then my parents don't want to go on one, me and my sister get to go on twice.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go on or twice? I don't understand.
Oh! Don't even get me started.
I do have the censor button on Emily, so I came prepared for this.
I was going to ask you about what is your favorite attraction?
Favorite attraction in any park?
Yeah, like overall, your favorite attractions.
Okay. I think I would probably have to say my favorite attraction in any park is Kilimanjaro Safari. It's just, I'm an animal guy, so obviously I'm going to lean towards that. Plus, it's the only attraction I know of that's different every time you go on it. Just because there's live animals, it's going to be a different experience to some degree every time you go on it. So I think that's probably my favorite in any park.
What are some other favorites of yours?
Yeah, sure. Some other favorites. I love Maelstrom. I love Haunted Mansion. Big Thunder Mountain. Those are the ones that immediately jumped. Everest, obviously. Dinosaur. I love Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Not a lot of big dinosaur fans, but some of the Festival of the Lion King, Mickey's Filler Magic. Those are some of my favorites. Pirates, obviously.
Yeah, the usual ones.
The Great Goofini. If you want me to go a little obscure, I can go a little obscure.
The Barnstormer.
I love Storybook Circus. What they've done with Storybook Circus is amazing. I love it.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
That's the only part of New Fantasyland I saw was Storybook Circus. The only thing that was open was Dumbo when I was there.
That's by far my favorite part of New Fantasyland is Storybook Circus.
There was such a waste of money. I hated I literally walked in and was like, what is this? And then just carried on walking out, and I didn't even go in anywhere. It was, no. The best part about it was the shop, because it had air conditioning, and I got to cool myself down before going on to the better part.
And I'm going to agree with you that the best part is the shop, but not because of the air conditioning, because the peanut butter cookies. They have the best peanut butter cookies in that shop. If you're into peanut butter cookies, oh yeah, they're good. They have big chunks of peanut butter in these cookies. They're big cookies too. I could eat 50 of them. The meat too. Pete Silly Sideshow. You didn't like Pete Silly Sideshow?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a meet and greet. You don't meet the characters.
No, I didn't like that section. I was really annoyed that they were doing it. Because I knew that they were going to do Pixie Hollow, around the area. And then I was really annoyed when they stopped that and then only did it in Disneyland. And then I didn't ever like the Dumbo ride anyway. So when they did this, I was just like,
See, I like what they did. The whole area, I think, is very well done design-wise. I like the look.
I think it's really cool. Yeah. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's really, really nice. But yeah, I just didn't like it.
See, it's my favorite. There you go.
Oh, okay, that's okay. What did you think of the new Little Mermaid ride?
It's all right. It's okay.
No.
I mean, it's a dark ride. They copied it exactly from Disneyland. It's fine. It's not my favorite.
Okay, what about the Rapunzel bit?
The Rapunzel bathroom?
Yeah.
Very nice. They did a nice job with that.
Good. Yes, we agree on something.
The only problem I have with it, and it's not really a problem per se, but I would think a lot of little girls show up at the park and see Rapunzel's tower and go over there thinking there's going to be something besides bathrooms. I mean, you would think...
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they should have put like a meet and greet or a store, something for...
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of little girls who see Rapunzel's tower from the other side of Fantasyland and want to go there to Rapunzel. And all they see is, bathrooms. Having said that, they did a great job with what they did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, I was one of the people that saw the tower, and I was like, oh my god, and then it's just...
She was one of the little girls.
Yeah, I was one of those little girls. I was like, oh my god! And then, no.
Running over to see Rapunzel, too. I'll be a little girl.
Yeah. Did you... Oh, no, I was going to say, did you go into the girls' toilets? But I'm guessing you didn't.
I think that's frowned upon.
It's just because in the girls' toilets they had her paintings and her painting toolbox and everything.
Yeah.
Do they have that in the men's one?
In the men's room, it's more... No, they don't have that in the men's room.
Yeah, were there any new rides that you were on for the first time?
New rides? I don't think so, because I had been there in January as well for like 4 days. So in January was the first time I had done Little Mermaid. It was open by then, and the new test track was open by then too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how you found the new test track, because I went in August.
I like it. I mean, it's not all that different from the old one, but it's fine. The whole experience for me with test track is when you go outside anyway, so the changes beforehand don't affect that. But the ride itself, they did a nice job of tweaking it up a bit. I mean, it was due for a change, so that's... I mean, it wasn't blown away by what they did, but it was fine.
Yay, we agree on something! Yay!
What were some of the restaurants you ate at this trip?
I ate at Artist Point for the first time in a very long time, and I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't my favorite. I went to Jica, which is one of my favorites. We've eaten at Sanaa. We always eat at Sanaa. It's delicious. I tried Il Molino for the first time. Pretty good. That's in the Swan? It's in the Dolphin of the Swan. I always confuse the two.
Yeah.
St. Angel Inn in Mexico, which is always I always enjoy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I had Boma breakfast for the first time.
That's another thing on my bucket list, to try Boma, because I've heard everybody said Boma's awesome. You got to eat at Boma. I'm like, all right.
I do like Boma. I like Chico and Sanaa better, to be honest, from the Animal Kingdom Lodge. But I do like it. And we had breakfast there for the first time, and it was actually really good. It's hard to eat $25 worth of food for breakfast, so it's never a good deal. But if you're gonna do it. We also did Kona breakfast, which I've done several times before, and that's like the best breakfast place, I think.
Right.
The macadamia and pineapple pancakes. Ugh.
Ooh.
I wish I had. There was one thing that I got to try out for the first time too. Here was the Wilderness Explorers thing at the Animal Kingdom, which is a interactive game for kids and kids at heart, because I enjoyed it as well. It is a lot of fun. I recommend it a lot. I mean, you get these little, you're part of the Wilderness Explorers from Up, and you go around the park getting badges. And by badges, I mean stickers that they put in your book.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great learning tool for kids. I think it's better than the Phineas and Ferb thing at Epcot or Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. I really liked it. So if for people who are going there, give it a shot.
So we wanted to get your thoughts on some of the hot topic issues going around the Disney blogging community. We had talked about this before when you were on the A list with me, about Avatarland.
Yeah, we've debated this on the show a couple of times because my brother Dave is a big Avatar. He doesn't like the movie, but he's a big fan of the idea of having Avatarland in the park.
Yeah.
This was actually sort of relates to my trip because the news broke, all the concept art and the parks blog post broke while I was actually at Kidani Village. They did a very weird thing by announcing it at I guess it was Tokyo D23.
Yeah.
So at about midnight, it was like midnight, 12:30 in the morning. They put this on the parks blog. So I was sleeping, obviously at that point, and I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And as we were talking about before, I like to like peek out the window and see if there's any giraffes out my window or whatever.
Or in your bathroom.
or in the bathroom. I make sure they're not there either. I don't like wildebeest in there if I can avoid it.
I understand.
And I looked at my phone for whatever reason. I had all of these Twitter interactions, and I just started looking at everything that was going on. And my initial reaction was, I actually have to admit that I kind of like some of the concept art. To me, Avatarland does not fit at the Animal Kingdom. It's not part of the theme, I don't think. But by the same token, neither was Cars Land at Disney's California Adventure. I mean, that's not California. And I also don't like the movies Cars. I'm not a Cars fan. I've never seen Cars 2. I think it's the worst of the Pixar movies, to be honest.
No doubt.
But the land itself is intriguing, and if I went to Disney California, I probably would really enjoy Cars Land. Right, so if they can do that, Avatarland, if they could build a interesting attractions, very immersive theming, even if it doesn't fit and it's not an interest of mine, the movie, I might enjoy Avatarland. I could enjoy it. I could see myself, going there and having a good time. Plus, on the bright side, it does keep the park open later, which, was another thing that, I did at this particular trip, was able to go to the Animal Kingdom at night. And it's a beautiful park at night. It's so darkly lit and very mysterious looking. It's totally different type of experience. If they can allow the most guests to enjoy that too, then it's probably worth it. I just think there are probably better things in Avatarland, but,
right.
You're dealt, you have to play the cards you're dealt.
Yeah. I know, like we had said, like Mystic Manor would be incredible if they would have thrown that.
Don't get me on stars on that one. But like another continent like Australia or the Amazon would be really interesting. You could do a lot. But yes, I think but we're getting Avatarland, so I got to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully the attractions and the experience itself is at least interesting to me.
And I am interested in the nighttime safari idea. I like that a lot. And the nighttime spectacular, Animal Kingdom's first. That's
right. Right. I mean, it's not going to be fireworks. It's going to be very different from the other nighttime spectaculars. It's going to be. I mean, they're going to use, from what I can understand, they're going to use the projection technology that you see on the Celebrate the Magic stuff.
Right.
On the tree. And as well as on barges floating around the water. So it'll be fun.
And it's better that it's at night as well, because it's like, when we go, we get kind of like, you can't plan the whole day at Animal Kingdom because it shuts so early, so you have to make a plan for the evening, whereas now you can sort of like go for the whole day and stay to the evening, and you've done the whole day there, instead of, going for half a day and then coming back and then going.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real problem that Disney has. I mean, they have 4 parks, but after 7 o'clock at night, they only have 3 parks.
Yeah.
And all of the people who are at Disney for that week, and Disney's getting more popular every year. I mean, they're building more hotels. There's more people than ever before. They need the capacity of having another park open until 9, 10 o'clock at night. Because all those people who were there at Animal Kingdom in the morning are now going to EPCOT or going to the Magic Kingdom or going to downtown Disney. I mean, they need the capacity. So, I mean, this is something they have to do, and I just hope they do a good job at doing it.
What do you think about the paper fast passes going away?
I will miss the bookmarks, because that's pretty much what they were for me once I left the park. Anyone I didn't use became a bookmark. I think I still have an Expedition Everest one from 2007.
I have one of the Wild of the Jungle Cruise that I might have to frame now.
Exactly. I don't like the tiered system. I mean, I think that really affects the way I look at Fastpass Plus. So, I mean, at EPCOT, I like to get Soarin', I like to get Test Track, and, something else like Maelstrom. Preventing me from doing that, I prefer the old paper system then, because I would, get both. I mean, nowadays, people can't get both. Well, in a couple of weeks anyway. Because the paper Fastpass Plus, I think it's gone January 22nd. Will be the last time you'll be able to get a paper Fastpass. So I know it's coming fast. The Fastpass Plus works better in Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, but you're being limited to 3. I mean, but the tiered system to me changes it. If they go to a tier system for everything, I'm gonna miss the Legacy Fastpass, the paper Fastpass.
Right.
I mean, at Magic Kingdom, I don't even know how they could possibly do that at the Magic Kingdom. There's so many things that you need to get a Fastpass for. If they go to a tiered system, they're shocked.
Yeah. I mean, even if you want to do the whole mountain range, right there's your 3. and then if you do the tier system, you only get 1. So
it seems to be working relatively well at the Animal Kingdom. People I know in attractions, cast members, have said that it's working relatively well. But the Animal Kingdom is a different beast than the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because we all know Soarin' is like the most popular attraction in Epcot, and the Fast Passes go fast. I mean, are those Fast Passes going to be booked before people even? I mean, are they going to be pre-booked in advance so that people who show up that day, will they not be able even to try to get Fast Pass at Soarin' because they're already pre-booked? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it works.
I was thinking that for Toy Story Midway Mania too. Like the park opens and they're like, no Fast Passes. It'll save the death sprint to the Toy Story ride that I normally do, but I'm move it, old lady. But yeah, I don't know if it'll get on or not. But yeah.
I mean, I'm not the biggest. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about Toy Story Mania. I think it's overrated, personally.
I know it only feels by that look on her face.
It's not my favorite by any means. But I usually try to go on it, and you need a Fast Pass for it. So if I don't have a Fast Pass for it, I'm not doing it. I'm not waiting more than 15 minutes for that ride. It just doesn't interest me enough. My wrist is always bothering me when I'm done. I don't want to work on rides. I want to ride.
Right. Yeah, and you have to be really fast.
I always get out there and I need ice for my wrist.
yeah. Ooh, I need to relax. Woo. And the other one we want to talk about, because I know I've seen you talk about this a lot lately on Twitter, is the Norway Frozen rumors.
Please no. I love Maelstrom. I don't want the Norway Pavilion turned into Arendelle. I don't. There are other places. I mean, I understand that Frozen is a good movie. I get it. Mm-hmm. And it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
My idea is to expand Fantasyland and take over the Tomorrowland Speedway and build Arendelle there. Leave my Maelstrom alone.
Yeah, I like that idea. One of the three of us doesn't. But
why? Do you like the Tomorrowland Speedway?
Yeah, I love it. Do you like it?
Ugh, no, it's terrible. I mean, it's noisy and it's a gas guzzling. It's pollution. It's
if you're gonna get into pollution talk, that's a whole different story. But what about the blowing pollution in the safari ride, eh?
No, use gas.
Huh?
I don't believe those use gas, like regular gasoline.
Damn it. Well, either way. No, I think if anywhere, I was saying to Wes, if anywhere it could go where Dumbo is.
Take out that stupid Be Our Guest restaurant in Ariel and replace it.
Do you know that Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid are my two favourite films ever? So when they built that, it was like the best thing. Don't you dare say that. They should get rid of the blooming... No, I'm happy they're getting rid of the Maelstrom just because of that.
I was going to take off the HitchHiking Museum and replace that with a Frozen Museum. Although in reality, taking a look at online some of the photos from the new museum gallery, it's actually pretty good. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of over that. I'm okay with that now. But if they mess with Maelstrom, they stick in the stupid trolls from that movie, I'm going to be annoyed. One thing they can do with Frozen is replace, and I apologize, Emily, for this, replace that horrible, horrible Beauty and the Beast stage show at the studios with a Frozen. That is the worst thing in the parks.
This year when I went in August, she began singing and then it cut out, and then she kind of walked off the stage and we were all sitting there in silence, and then it started again, and then she sort of sang again and then it cut out again, so they put a voiceover, but she didn't say it at the same time, so she was like blah blah blah, and then the voice was doing something else, and I was like sitting there like, oh dear God.
It looked like a Godzilla movie.
I think the sound system's terrible there. The theater itself is uncomfortable. I don't like the stage sets and the costuming. I think it's all just awful. And even if they wanted to keep it, even if they did that, and it might be time for a change. At least redo it, because it's just awful the way it is right now.
Okay, I do agree with that, and I don't like how the the teacup and things are gigantic compared to like it just looks stupid. Like
So hopefully they'll figure something out with Frozen that will make everyone happy, but I don't know.
I think it's going to come, and I think it's probably going to come fairly quickly. I don't think they're going to do what they did with The Little Mermaid, the movie that came out in the late 80s, that they finally put up an attraction like last year. I don't think they want to do that again. I think they want to, strike while the iron's hot.
Right, yeah. All right, well, that's all the time we've got for this week. Thanks again to Safari Mike for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And why don't you let everybody know where they can find you all over the internet?
Sure. So you can find our podcast, Radio Harambe, at iTunes, on Stitcher, Podbean, as well as through our website, which is JohnBoreEveryone.com. As far as I know, the only Animal Kingdom Lodge website there is. You can find me on Twitter at JohnBoreEveryone. We have a Facebook page. I have a Pinterest page. The whole 9 yards. But you can all find all of it at JohnBoreEveryone.com. So start from there.
That's a good way to put it. Emily, you want to say where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at EL5AME.
Make sure you send all your comments about Universal rides to Emily.
I'm gonna be posting tons of stuff about Islands of Adventure now. I'm gonna be tagging you in all of them.
Yeah, so prepare for that. Of course, for me, you can subscribe to my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/westside515. You can follow me on Twitter. Let me try that again. You can follow me on Twitter at SAList. And then, of course, there's our HitchHiking host stuff. Facebook.com/HitchHostShow. And you can follow us on Twitter at HitchHostShow. Until next time, don't forget to...
Hurry back.
For next week's episode.
See you next week.